short for a stormtrooper?
There is a famous scene in The Phantom Menace that all fans have burned into their minds, and that is Qui-Gon's noble end. However, before this is a scene that is just as impactful and sets the stage for events to come, and that is Qui-Gon's meditation vision behind the doors. But what was he doing? Why meditate right then and in that moment? What did he need to do? And what did he see while in this peaceful state? As the fight pressed on, the doors shut behind Maul and locked Qui-Gon on the other side. And while Maul began to pace like a tiger, Qui-Gon instead dropped to his knees and closed his eyes. But why? Right here in this moment, it is a perfect representation of the light side and the dark side, the Jedi and the Sith. Maul is restless, filled with rage, drawing all of his power from his anger and hatred. And on the other side, Qui-Gon sits still, becoming one with the Force, immersing himself in the energy, finding peace, listening to the voice of the Force that is binding everything around him. And he is preparing himself. Qui-Gon was not only centering himself, he was looking into the future. Obi-Wan Kenobi had not made it through the door in time, and because of that, he would be trapped and unable to fight with his master. Now was his time to fight alone. The Force told him he needs to intensify his fighting, fill your body with energy, and engage the fight full force. However, he must also prepare his spirit. If Maul were to win this fight, Obi-Wan would be alone, not just in this moment, but for the rest of his life. Qui-Gon had learned the ways of returning through the Force, and now, even though it could be considered admitting defeat, he prepared himself to leave the living world. When the doors finally shot open, so did Qui-Gon's eyes, almost as if he knew exactly what moment it was coming. He lunged forward, swinging his blade wildly, fiercely, completely unlike we had seen before. He knew now that he had to end this fight. If Maul was not killed in this moment, he will have failed, and his young apprentice would be left to fend for himself, blinded with his own rage and out of control. And even though he tried his best to change his fate, Maul was able to seal it. The Force is a very powerful thing, but quite possibly the most powerful aspect is the ability to see the future. Not being able to predict events, but feelings, emotions, and thoughts. The Force guides all of its users, and on that day, unfortunately, Qui-Gon Jinn was destined to meet his end. Perhaps the Force also knew that it was destiny for Obi-Wan to see the death of his master, and to overcome his pain, to gather his strength, and defeat Maul. And most important of all, it was most likely necessary to the growth of Anakin Skywalker, and the eventual emergence of Darth Vader. So what did Qui-Gon see in his meditation vision? Everything. Literally everything that he could have. He gave himself to the Force, and the Force answered his questions. It was his time to transform, and so he did. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that he threw the fight, only that he accepted the fate that he was given, and he then used his new powers to further assist others for the rest of their lives, becoming one of the greatest Jedi Masters of all time. But now it's time to hear from all of you. What do you guys think about Qui-Gon Jinn's meditation vision? What did he see? What are your ideas? Leave all of your thoughts and opinions down below in the Great White Void. And as always, until next we meet, stay in a galaxy far, far away.